So I wanted to interview you, if that's okay, right? So just kind of like go over some of the most frequently asked questions. I know that I wrote some down. But I just figured we would go over some things and just, maybe that would answer some questions. And if anybody else had questions, they can drop them and we can see them and answer them. But so what if everybody's not like me and they don't want to share with the entire world and all of the interweb? Do they have to show everyone?
Yeah, first and foremost, this session is for you. So a lot of people get it done for their husband and give them as gifts, but you will learn within the first 30 minutes that this whole experience is for you. You're going to gain confidence. You're going to feel empowered. You're going to look at yourself in a different light and in a better light. So you don't have to share anything with the world, but if you feel that you want to speak about your experience and how it changed you and how it gave you confidence and show off how beautiful your body is, how sexy you can be in your own skin,
right,
then you absolutely can. I don't share anything publicly because honestly, I would probably have people, what is that called when they report you? Is that what it is on Facebook? Yeah. Okay, so boudoir photographers say all the time that their photos are getting reported for nudity. So I can't share it publicly anyway. I do have a secret group, but I literally have never shared a picture in there. All of my clients have shared their own picture. So it is completely up to you. Sarah, I still to this moment have not shared anything of yours. I've just shared what you've posted. So I keep it very secretive.
I'm gonna show everybody everything.
And as you should, because they're beautiful pictures and you have one hell of a body to show off. So
well, you know what? To that point, right? People are worried. What if I have like acne on my butt or cellulite or stretch marks? Is there going to be retouching? I guess that's
absolutely
the biggest worry I think for most women is, we don't necessarily want to look like Victoria's Secret models, but we don't want to look back and go, oh, remember that time I had a pimple on my back?
So first of all, the whole experience starts from the time you book. We talk about what to wear to hide certain parts of your body, what poses we're going to do that hide certain parts of your body if you want to conceal anything. We talk about all that so that you and I are both prepared and can go straight into the amazing stuff. As far as blemishes, acne, cellulite, stretch marks, all of that stuff is retouched. You obviously won't look like a Victoria's Secret model because I don't want to change your appearance completely. But posing, it starts with posing. It starts with what you wear. It starts with, and lighting as well. So just like when you contour your face, you're darkening the things you want to conceal and highlighting the parts that you want to highlight, obviously. So I do that with with lighting as well.
So even if I'm not a size 2, I'm going to look beautiful.
Absolutely. If any of you have seen the images that Sarah put in the post, those were all taken by me. Those are all actual clients. And I don't know if you noticed, but most of them are bigger than size 10. And they are rocking it. And they came to me and they said, show it off, girl, because I feel and look amazing in those photos.
The booties!
So,
God dang!
I know! Booties everywhere.
What? They were amazing. Wow. And that one girl with her back arched and her booty up, I was like, I need to do that pose. I need that in my life.
Yeah, she actually came to me, and one of the questions I asked in my questionnaire is, what is your significant other's favorite part of your body? And she put in all caps, booty. So during our session, you only saw a couple of photos, but there are some very bootylicious photos of hers, just because, that's what her husband loves. That's what she feels most confident about her body, and we worked. We played off of that. But to answer your question, yes, everything is retouched. I have been using Photoshop for almost 14 years. That kind of
Let's tell everybody
age on me, but
you're not the faux FEAUX photographer. You are a real photographer.
Yes. So, common joke between photographers is that there are photographers, and what we consider photographers are people that just said, "I'm gonna go and buy a camera, and I'm gonna not learn how to use it, and I'm going to start charging people for pictures." And they're not paying sales tax. They're not reporting their earnings to the IRS, and it's those are what we call photographers. So just a little bit about me really quickly. I am classically trained. I was taught on an SLR camera, which was not digital. So I had to know my settings. I had to know how to manually focus. And it was a one-time thing because it's a film camera.
Right.
So there wasn't any looking into the back of the camera and saying, no, that doesn't look good, let me change my settings. You had to know it, or the image was not going to come out. So I am classically trained, and I have been for 13 years now. I'm also trained in Photoshop, and I exclusively use Photoshop as well. I've had my business for 6 years. So,
I mean, you're new to the area, but you're by no means new to this craft.
Not at all. No.
Sarah says she knows.
And I was voted the top 20 photographer in the world, so.
I mean, hello. Sarah said she knows our bootylicious mama, and she cannot wait to do this, but she's feeling self-conscious. And I just want to say to Sarah, there's no reason to feel self-conscious, because we are going to have the most amazing retreat night where at the end of it, we're going to all feel like sisters, and everyone is going to feel completely empowered and just loving who they are right now as is.
Absolutely. Well, do you want to talk a little bit about, you just had a session with me. Do you want to talk a little bit about how you felt before and how you feel now about it?
So I texted Tiffany on the way and said I was chugging wine on the way because I was nervous, and a good friend of mine reminded me that drunk Sarah once caught a cream puff between her tits, and if she could do that, she could do anything. And so I chugged a glass of wine on the way, and we got there, and I was just like, you know what? I have birthed 5 babies. I have had so many people see me naked at this point that it is just, what's one more person? You know what I mean? And I'm not even naked. And I trusted you because I've seen so many of your before and after edits, and I know that you have such a careful attention to detail, even that picture you posted where you softened her hands. And I just thought, wow, you paid so much attention to the detail that I trusted that in the end, I knew I was going to look beautiful. And honestly, I had confidence in you. I didn't have so much confidence in myself, but I trusted that you were posing us in ways that was, really flattering. And, when I saw that image shot through the door of Clint and I together, and it just really captured exactly what I was feeling in that moment. And I had this moment of elation where I was just like, oh my God, I'm going to cherish this image forever and ever. Him looking at me and me just feeling so in love with him. I just can't even tell you what a gift that was. I mean, and Clint had such a good time. He was just like, yeah, if she needs a stand-in for future boudoirs for single moms. go to bed, baby.
He killed it though.
He kept getting upset with me because I was quote unquote breaking character, right? He was so into it. And I was just like, but then he would say things like, you know, I don't know, just say things under his breath. And then I would start laughing and he's like, no, you're supposed to be sexy right now. Stop. Tell Sarah what your vows were. And he said, her titties. What do you love most about Sarah? Her titties. Oh my God. Yeah, Christina, Tiffany absolutely will like pose you and really like, but it, you know, Clint almost, I think that was really his only one critique is that he wanted to be bossed around more. I'm not saying anything about what that means for our bedroom life, but he really wanted to be told what less confident. But honestly, the pictures, he was like, she figured it out. Like she found the angle. We didn't have to be in a certain angle necessarily because you found the angle just within our space. Yeah, I think that's kind of intuitive that you can't fake.
Right. It's so much easier for me to move than to have you move. Because, you know, one of the things that I struggled with during your session, I'm very open and blunt. I will let you know that was my first couples boudoir session. So I was nervous as well. I was nervous to pose you guys because I wanted it to be classy. I didn't want it to look like porn. I didn't want it to look trashy, and that was a huge concern of mine. But I had all of these thoughts and pictures and ideas in my head, but it was hard for me to execute them. I don't know. So there are a lot of times where I will literally get into the pose and be like, you see what I'm doing here? That's what I want you to do. Just because it's easier to do that than to be like, okay, lay on your stomach and then put your leg this way and curl your toes and, you know, lift your chin and bring your arm over here and turn this way. You know, it's so much easier just to show than to tell.
Yeah, but I think you have a real knack for like explaining. I know you said I don't know how to explain myself, but we both felt like you were able to express, this is the image that I have in my mind, you know, pick your knee up and pull her hair back and those sorts of things. And those were easy cues to follow. And I think just the few images that we've seen obviously speak for themselves. They were really breathtaking. Someone on my Instagram said it looked like a country music like album, like the cover of a country music album. And I was like, you know what? It kind of felt like a country music song. Honestly, it was amazing.
Well, and you know, now that you say that, one of the things that I do during all of my boudoir sessions is I play music, and I have a boudoir playlist specifically for that. And I guess just with the craziness that happened that day, I didn't even think about doing that. But that, believe it or not, is one of the biggest, I don't know, I guess relaxation techniques for the sessions is playing music, and not just any music, but music that honestly, this playlist spawned from my sex playlist. So the playlist that I play when I have sex. So it's going to get you in the mood. It's going to get you feeling good about yourself. It's got some Christina Aguilera on there. You know, she can be empowering. That voice.
Tell me you have The Weeknd on there, because nothing makes me feel sexy like The Weeknd. I don't know what it is about that man.
I have one song on there, and I bet you know which one.
Oh, I can think of a couple. Like, I'm just... Especially he sang the one from 50 Shades, I think, too, right? Or no, that was someone else. I don't know. There's so many. Between him and Post Malone, that's kind of my sexy, like, gets me feeling a little raunchy. I love it.
Heard that. It's amazing what music can do, right? So there will be music playing the entire time. And one of the first things I have single not fickle people, but people taking a picture by themselves.
Sorry, I have a run. Go.
I know, I see that. It's funny. I'm trying not to say anything I shouldn't.
She doesn't know anyway. Go to bed.
Are we safe?
Yeah, we're safe.
Is I'll say, close your eyes, picture your significant other, or think about, you know, a big old veiny, you know what, and try to pretend like you're not here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, get your mind in a different zone, in a different place, and don't think about the fact that I'm literally standing here, sitting over you while you're half naked. And the alcohol helps too.
Yeah, it does. But I never felt like exposed. It never felt, I don't know, raunchy or distasteful or scary even. I expected to feel so much more nervous than I did. Yeah, it was, you know, it was just so much more laid back and fun than I expected it to be. And I'm glad that it was. You know, Clint was like, that was so much fun. We should do it again. And I was like, we definitely should do it again. It was so much fun. And it was an experience together that I really enjoyed. But I'm really also looking forward to doing it just me, you know, like where I can look back on loving myself and also a gift for him, too, that he can just have to keep.
And it's funny that you say that, because I've literally had people tell me that I made them feel unbelievably comfortable. And you know, it's a combination of a lot of things. But I don't know if you noticed, but anytime a shot, I composed the shot and was like, holy shit, that's awesome, I let you know. I'm sure there was some gas queens thrown in there and whatnot, but I'm going to let you know if you're killing it, and I'm going to let you know if something doesn't look good. I'm not going to let you look stupid. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. But, no, a lot of people have said that was one of the most fun things that they've ever done, and that in itself makes this so worth it for me.
Yeah. Ooh, trying to get rid of that big orange light on my face. I don't know if this is any better, to be honest with you. Okay. Better. I'm struggling with having to hold my phone. Okay.
I know.
Where is the session taking place? So we're going to be shooting at Esprit Decor. We're going to be staying there. We're going to be serving wine and hors d'oeuvres and then breakfast in the morning. And that place has some 3 clawfoot tubs. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, I think that we need to offer like an add-on package for a milk bath or a beautiful black bath bomb bath with, you know, flowers floating in it. I mean, I think that would be amazing.
Yeah, I've actually, none of these clients have let me release these photos, but I've actually done a teal glitter bath. So it was a teal bath bomb and lots of glitter, which was hard to clean up. I'm sure you can imagine. It was still worth it. And she wore a lace bodysuit, and that was it. And it was unbelievably gorgeous.
I'm imagining it.
So.
Oh my God. I know.
Yeah,
I don't remember who, if it was Hannah or someone, was it Hannah Hendricks maybe, was just saying after she has the baby, she wants to do this. Forget after the baby, like, do it while you're big pregnant. Like, what a beautiful, like, completely womanly body. I have the chills. You can't see, but I just got the chills. I know. Thinking about a big, beautiful, pregnant woman just being in her body and loving herself. There's nothing sexier than that for me. That's just like the ultimate self-love.
I agree. I actually liked my body the best when I was pregnant. It's something about the fact that I was carrying a child and my body was going through all these amazing changes made me feel the sexiest I've ever been, honestly. And my biggest regret was not getting maternity photos and not doing a boudoir session during my pregnancy. And so it is, if you're thinking about getting a maternity session, definitely consider doing a boudoir one. I mean, you could be, this girl literally had a lace bodysuit on and you couldn't see anything. I mean, it just kind of hugged her body in every curve, and it wasn't distasteful or anything like that. It just highlighted the beauty of her baby belly. And I think that's amazing.
I think there's a misconception about what boudoir is also, like that it's hustler. I mean, that you're going to look like you were in Penthouse. You know, it's not, you don't have to be naked, and you don't have to be any more undressed than you want to be. It can be sexy in your nightgown. It could be sexy in a button-down shirt. It doesn't have to be in lingerie even.
One of my favorite images that I've ever shot, a boudoir image, was a girl just topless with on her stomach, so nothing was showing except for, I guess you could say, a little side boob. And then she had the sheets. She was laying on the pillow. She had the sheets just come right up above her butt. And it was, she said she wanted it to look like an after sex photo. Like they had just got done. He got up and went to the bathroom, and she was just laying there. And holy moly, that is one of the coolest photos I've ever shot. And you can't see anything. Yeah. It's the implied portion of the photo that really speaks in those types of photos. So no, absolutely not. You can be fully clothed. I mean, I've had girls that have literally covered themselves completely. It's just being confident. That's the best thing you can wear, is your confidence. Yeah. That in a photo is undeniable. So we will work together to figure out what works best for you and your body and how you feel about the session. So no, you're right. There is a huge misconception about boudoir, and I'm here to break that misconception.
Yes. And we're going to have hair and makeup, so everyone is going to feel absolutely beautiful. I mean, because I am not the most confident at doing my own makeup, but knowing that someone who knows what they're doing is going to be able to, really make me shine, and like you said, highlight the things that we want to highlight and contour and hide the things that we want to hide, bring the things that you don't love into the shadows and bring the things that, really are beautiful into focus. I think, that's magic in itself. And we're going to be able to do that beforehand, in the first few hours. Everyone's going to be, having this really empowering talk and getting kind of in the mood with champagne and wine and food and hair and makeup, which really is going to transform the way you see yourself also, especially if you're not someone who typically does that for themselves or sees themselves.
Right. I consider it being pampered. Yeah. So during my marathons, I require that you get the hair and makeup so that for an hour and a half before your session, you can completely relax and decompress and feel taken care of and pampered, and you get to drink the entire time. And my hair and makeup team is amazing. I handpicked them not only to really showcase their skills and that they're very talented at what they do, but they also have amazing personalities and will be the first step into making you feel comfortable did I say comfortable?
Yeah, comfortable and confident.
Yes, that's what I meant to say. The two C's, comfortable and confident. And honestly, for these sessions, I will be doing the makeup because I actually have the opportunity to. But I got certified to do makeup because I was fixing so much in Photoshop to begin with. So I figured if I could do it one time before the session and have all of the pictures, have amazing, perfect for photography makeup, then I don't have to do all the extra work in Photoshop to make it perfect. So I actually understand how to do makeup for the camera, because the naked eye, the face to the naked eye and the face to the camera is actually completely different. So it's good to understand what you do in real life and how it will be represented in the photo.
That makes sense, because you have such an understanding of how light works and how it's going to be captured. So I think, I mean, who better to do it, than the person who's literally seeing and developing the image. I'm excited. What if someone wants to bring a friend? So I think you said that they could bring a friend during the portion where we are just like getting ready and talking about empowering ourselves and loving ourselves, but the rest of the night, the sleepover, the boudoir marathon, all of that time is going to be exclusive just to our 6 ladies and us.
That's right. And one of the reasons for that is because I've done it both ways. I've had friends accompany the ladies during their boudoir session, and I've had them not. And I will tell you, when they don't, it goes so much more smoothly because they don't feel the pressure or the distraction or anything. Imagine, I mean, this person could have already seen you naked, but you're more vulnerable in front of a camera, and you're more vulnerable getting into certain poses and trying to feel sexy. It's way more easy to feel sexy by yourself than it is.
I was going to say, if it's not someone that you've been intimate with, it's kind of unnerving to be in that kind of intimate headspace with someone watching you.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So for sure, we can have a friend come while you're doing your hair and makeup, and if they want to come and listen to me talk about being in love with ourselves, that's great. But when it comes time to really party, we're going to shut it down. It's going to be super exclusive sleepover, mamas only.
And if a friend does come, they need to be YOB.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, because we're just pampering you guys. Right. Okay. So we kind of touched on this, but so if you see your makeup and you feel like, I don't know, I'm not sure if I like this, really, honestly, they just need to trust that what they're seeing and what the camera is going to see is not the same.
That's right. So just recently I had someone say, I usually go a little heavier on the eyeliner. And you guys, my biggest struggle with editing, believe it or not, is eyeliner. Because you have to, it's kind of hard to explain because there's a lot of photography terms that I can throw in your face, but I'm going to try not to do that. But the compression of a portrait lens, let's say, for example, is different than
I'm listening.
The camera on your phone or the naked eye. So it's going to compress your eyes, and when you have dark eyeliner all over your eyes, it's going to look like you have a black eye because it's hard to explain, but just trust me that it is my biggest issue with editing. And one of the things I would tell my clients is you don't even have to apply eyeliner. Like, it's that big of a deal. So I told her just to trust me that the little bit of eyeliner that I put on there was more than enough. And she got her images back and she was like, you know what, you're right. And I'm glad that you said what you said, because any more eyeliner and she would have had a black eye. Another reason why I don't use black eyeshadow, it's the camera picks up black more than any other color. It will darken black more than any other color. So that's a good and a bad thing, because when it comes to slimming, black slims, so that's great. But when it comes to eyes, you don't want to darken your eye.
Yeah, well, and two, because I think, especially now, kind of the normal sexy look are these big doe eyes. And so if you're making your eyes look smaller, then you're kind of giving yourself the opposite effect than what you're looking for.
That's right.
How long is each session going to take?
Everyone's going to have 45 minutes. We can either take the whole 45 minutes, or we can spend the first 15 minutes talking about outfits, or it doesn't matter. You'll get 45 minutes to do whatever the heck you want to do. That includes 2 outfits, and that's only because I want to make sure that we have enough time and we're not spending most of our time changing outfits. Mm-hmm. And we can even do no outfits. We can use sheets. We can go, half nude, whatever you want to do. But I limited to 2 outfits so that we're not spending a lot of time on changing the outfits.
What about if they're stressing about what to wear? I just bought some cheap Amazon stuff.
Yeah, actually, it's funny you say that, because I was working with my blogging assistant, putting together a blog post literally today about what to wear for your boudoir session and what to buy and all of that stuff. And we were looking at Amazon, and I saw the 2 pieces that you wore for your session on Amazon. And actually, the little burgundy number, mm-hmm. the first one that you wore, that one's going to be in the blog post, because it was nice.
It really was, and I felt like it was flattering, even though I'm curvy. It tied in the right places, and it hugged. And I just read a bunch of reviews and was just like, for $15, I'm going to give it a shot.
Yeah.
But for this kind of shoot, you could shoot half in the sheets and half in shadow in your regular, sexy bra and panties.
That's right.
And a third half in a bathtub. So you don't even need necessarily to buy anything fancy.
Right. If you're on a budget and you don't want to buy anything, don't. Bring your prettiest bra and panties, and I have robes, I have vests.
My phone died. I didn't realize I accidentally unplugged it. So we're back. Let us know. I know Caitlin had asked the question about... Caitlin asked about what kind of jewelry to wear. Caitlin's going to be making us some amazing, unique, and exclusive pieces to wear. And Tiffany bag now. And then I think we can pick up, we were talking about what to wear. Tiffany was telling us just to wear our favorite panties and bras, and that's where I died. So I don't know about the rest of it.
I think I was saying, I don't really know where it left off, because I just continued to talk. And then it was like, no one's here. I was just saying that if you don't have it in your budget, or you don't feel like spending any money, I can't get the angle right again, that please don't. Just bring your prettiest bra and panties, and I have robes. I have this beautiful maxi lace black dress that kind of buttons at right under the breast, and then everything else is open. I have stockings and socks and all kinds of accessories. So I even have a couple of bodysuits and corsets and things like that. Not everyone's size, obviously, but there is an open closet that you're welcome to go through before your session. Also, let me talk a little bit about what we wrote in the blog post today. Everyone that's ever asked me, I've said, don't feel like for a boudoir session you have to wear lingerie, because I'm honestly, lingerie isn't very comfortable, and I'm all about comfort, so I don't actually wear lingerie. And when I did my own boudoir session, I wore what my husband sees me in most of the time, which is usually some cheeky panties. He loves my butt, so always cheeky panties, and like this really sexy off the shoulder, hanging everywhere except for like my nipples, basically crop sweater thing. I don't know, it's hard to explain. I did obviously naked photos, and I wear a lot of like tanks to bed and panties. So I did a white tank. I got it wet, had my nipples show. I mean, you really don't have to get fancy with it.
I
You
saw the
just
most
have to feel sexy in
adorable,
it.
like, she had on a cropped, like, Mario t-shirt and cheeky panties and knee-high socks, and you could tell, like, she was the sexy gamer, and she freaking owned it, and it was equally as sexy as anything else, you know, but you could tell that was her personality shining through.
Right.
So, Denitra, you do have the courage to do a session. Oh my God, please do it now while you are, like, so hot and sexy and love yourself, like before you have 7 kids. And it takes a lot more wine and courage to do it. Like, I thought about doing it for years and put it off because I was, you know, I'm going to get thinner, I'm going to get a boob job, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And I still never did it. And now, at the biggest I've ever been not pregnant, I finally did it. And I'm like, why did I wait so long? Because it wasn't scary, and I do love it, and I did feel very empowered, and I'm like on the edge of my seat to see the rest of it.
I'm on the edge of my seat to edit it. I'm so backed up and in the weeds right now, but that's a good thing. I'm not complaining.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm not in a rush. I know that your talent isn't 5 minutes of editing. You know,
That's right. 30 minutes per picture.
Yeah, so, and that's the other thing. How long from the time that they, before we move on to how long does it take to get your pictures back, but sexy shoes. You don't need anything but sexy shoes. That's what I'm going to wear next time. It's like just sexy shoes.
Just shoes, I love it.
Just shoes, like cute panties and just shoes. I think
actually for like my second ever boudoir session, I had a bride come to me and she's like, I want to wear nothing but my veil, and I was like, yes, let's do it. It was incredible. and we kind of put her to wear, some things were in the shadow and some things were super sexy, incredibly sexy. So, you know, things like that, it doesn't have to be technical or difficult or fancy or anything. It's all about how you feel.
I think we tend to overthink those kind of details, but in the end, they don't even matter.
No.
Like you said, your confidence is honestly the only thing you need to wear.
That's right.
So, like you were saying, it takes 30 minutes per image. So how long until they can expect to get their 6 images, roughly?
So because we want to get this to you guys in time to order for gifts for Valentine's Day, I'm going to kind of put all other sessions in my editing queue on the back burner and exclusively work on these so that we can get them to you in a timely manner. So you guys are special. Consider yourself special. But I mean, it's still, you know, if you think about 6 sessions, 30 minutes a piece, 6 images a person, that's still a good chunk of time. So it will take 2 weeks, I would say.
Yeah.
Probably less, but just to be safe, I'm going to say 2 weeks, but that will still give you plenty of time to order prints or albums or whatever you need in time for Valentine's Day.
Can they order that through you? Do you have
Yes, absolutely.
prints and that sort of thing that if they love everything?
Yes, so I actually want you to print through me, and it's not because I make any money off of it. I don't make a cent off of it. I charge you what it costs me. Literally, that's it. Because I want you to print through me. I don't want you to spend this much money and then go get crap prints. That's it defeats the whole purpose. There's a lot of quality that goes into my pictures, so my equipment is top notch. I have about $15,000. $15,000.
$15. I was like $15,000 maybe.
Yeah, $15,000 in equipment. That doesn't include my computer or anything like that. That's literally camera and lenses and lighting. So it defeats the whole purpose to get a quality image and then go print it at Walgreens. I actually wrote a blog post where I took 2 images, a very colorful image and a very bright image, and I had them printed at several different labs, and then I had them printed at my lab. And I say my lab, it's just the people that I use, that I prefer. I've used several different labs. This is my favorite. Not only is my monitor calibrated to them, so what I see on my monitor is absolutely 100% what it's gonna look like when it's printed. But it's quality paper, it's quality ink, it's the same color profile. I don't know if you guys know a lot about color profile, but we shoot and edit in RGB, red, green, blue. And places like Walgreens print in CYM, cyan, yellow, magenta. So that's a completely different color profile. So your image is not going to look anything like what it should. Not only that, but it's printed on cheap paper and it's printed with cheap ink. So it's going to be blurry. It's going to be grainy. It's just not going to look good. So it's definitely worth it to get it printed through me. And I do offer prints of all sizes and albums, and I'll even help you design the album and all that stuff. We can talk a little bit more about that at the party, at the sleepover. Because really I'd have to just gather all the information up and let you know about all of that.
Yeah. I think those are all my FAQs. I know Caitlin had asked, so Caitlin is designing some exclusive jewelry for us to use that night, and she was wondering, as far as colors and what shoots best, if there are colors that she should focus on that will be complementary to everyone and all the settings that we're going to be looking at. So like you were saying, black shows up really dark. Maybe you know, softer colors, pearls. I don't know.
Exactly.
I was totally picturing like somebody at that little vanity, like putting on some beautiful earrings and being shot from the back. I'm not the photographer, but I'm just saying. I see it in my mind's eye.
I think it's easier to say what won't work. I tell everybody, don't wear lights, brights, and whites.
Okay.
White picks up every other color that's around it. So there's a lot of times I'm spending time taking blues and greens and reds out of white so that they're true white. I even do that. I have to do that with teeth sometimes because white just absorbs color. Black is going to obviously show up darker than it should be. I actually had a black chaise lounge when I first started doing boudoir, and I was like, I can't do this anymore because it's just flat black. You can't even tell. You can't even see what they're laying on. Brights show up way more neon than they should.
So my hair
And
looked like a flashing sign in the sky.
Right. And they also, the color reflects and transfers onto skin. So there are several times where I've had to take lime green out of skin, or I've had to take bright pink out of skin, and that's no fun either. So where it's at is your neutral colors, your darker colors, and for boudoir, you want to typically stay away from lights. Now I'm talking about like baby pink and lilac and things like that, because it's gonna, remember, light makes things look bigger. It enhances things. So unless you want to enhance something, don't wear a light color.
So maybe I'm thinking just like crystal body jewelry. You know, I feel like
crystal would be probably the best and most amazing thing, but that's my favorite. Actually, Kate made this.
Did she?
Yes.
I have a whole bunch of Kate stuff in my jewelry box. She made me some amazing Amazonite beads in a triangle, just like a circle in a triangle, which I just love. Anyway, she is so super talented also, and I know she has been wanting to do boudoir specific jewelry, so she's really, really excited about offering some really cool choices for our girls to look through and pick from on the night of. And you don't have to buy it to wear it for your pictures. Like she's offering this to us so that you guys can just dress in and enjoy her jewelry. I mean, you have the option to buy it, but you can just enjoy it, love it that one night if you want.
Yeah, and think about if you have this amazing necklace that's just kind of sitting in between your boobs. It's the best accessory. Boob accessories.
I was thinking that too. Or like a beautiful like ring and wrist chain hanging out of a bathtub.
Oh my gosh. Now you're talking.
I'm so excited. I know that this is going to be something that we're going to have to repeat, because I just know in my soul that the girls who are at our first retreat are going to love it so much that they're going to tell their friends, and their friends are going to want to do it too, and they're going to want to do it again, because I honestly feel called by the universe to make this happen. I came to you with this crazy idea. I was like, so what if I had a sleepover and we all took half naked pictures, but not like in high school, like for real. I just feel like this is going to be such an empowering, body love explosion, and that women are going to see themselves in a new light and feel just, absolutely okay with right now not having to be thinner or whatever, not having to have a fit body or a big booty or big boobs or whatever your hang up is, no time like the present. Honestly, we all were like, oh, I wish I had that body that I had in my 20s, but in our 20s we didn't appreciate it. So just think,
no.
In our 50s, we're gonna go, I wish I had that 30-year-old body.
Right.
I just want to love it now. I don't want to wait to love it anymore. Shatara, I see you watching. Shatara, I think you should totally do this. I know Allison's going to come during the summer. She's going to come in from Florida, and we're going to do this again for sure. We have to. Allison just left. She just moved to Florida. She has an amazing, ridiculous house of marble on the beach. I'm so jealous. We'll take this to Florida and we'll shoot at Allison's house. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So I think unless you guys have any specific questions, we are probably good to wrap up.
I did see a couple.
Did you? Okay, well, I lost because I lost my my thing earlier.
Oh, it was Shelly's picture. Question about how many pictures I take and how I decide between the 6.
Okay. Good question.
So that's a really tough question to ask. It really depends on the person. Sometimes it takes a lot of time to make the person feel comfortable and for them to really get in the zone. And then sometimes it happens within the first second. So that depends a lot upon how many images I actually take in 45 minutes. But I take as much as I can. I actually overshoot with every session I've ever done, and it makes my job even more stressful because then I have to narrow it down. The way that I do things, I think it is the best way to explain this, is I go through in the culling process and I rate every image 1, 2, and 3 stars. And 3 is going to be my jaw hits the floor. 2 is going to be this has to be considered, and 1 is kind of this is a really cool picture, but it's not the best, I guess.
Right.
So I start with the
others, right? Yeah.
Considering the others, I mean, every image that gets a star is something I would put in my portfolio. So we're talking about already the bar is set very high.
Yeah.
But the 3 stars is obviously what I'm going to work on first, and that is a picture that I feel is 100% perfect with lighting, composition, posing, colors. I mean, everything from a photography perspective is on point. Everything about the way that the subject looks in the photo is on point. It's what would need the smallest adjustments, the least amount of editing and retouching. And those are the ones that I work on first. If there are 6 3-star images, you get those 6 3-star images. And then I work down from there. You obviously can purchase more than 6 images, and they're $20 an image past the 6 that you receive. And with every other session, I do allow clients to choose their images, but not with Boudoir. And there are several reasons for that, which I won't get into, but that's just the way that I do it, and it works very well. And you
so
just
if I want to pay, if I say I want to pay for 15 images, like I want to pay for 9 more images, you choose the 9 best next best after those
next
6.
Best. That's correct. Okay. And I will tell you, I can tell you, I do with every client. I'll be like, I called 15 3 stars and this many 2 stars and this many 1 stars, and from there you kind of decide what you want to do. And I will tell you that one of the reasons that I don't show anyone the photos is because the first thing they're going to look at is a flaw. And I don't want a flaw to be the first thing that anyone looks at, because those kind of things are so easy to fix in Photoshop. It's not even funny. And in my experience in the past, when I've chosen with people, they said, well, I don't like this one thing about this picture, but the rest of the picture could be beyond amazing, but they can't get that one thing out of their head, even though I tell them it's an easy fix. We can totally, change that in Photoshop or adjust it in Photoshop or whatever. So I just kind of look at it from, if this was me in this picture and this was me receiving this picture, how would I want it to look? And look, I'm very critical about the way that I look, so I definitely put myself in everyone's shoes whenever I choose images.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of like when I decided to have my breast done, I went out and found the best doctor and then said, this is kind of what I'm looking for, and then told him, do whatever you think. Because you just have to trust that this person who does this all the time and sees this all the time knows better than you do what can and can't be done, what can and can't be fixed. And you kind of just have to trust in that they know that their craft. That's why you're paying them, because they're, they're the best. So, yeah. Although I really want some like super naked pictures of me and Clint. So get me some of those.
There are some.
Not that Clint ever got naked. He did look like he was naked thanks to my arm. But no, he never did take his pants off. No worries. Everyone on my Instagram was a little worried that he took his pants off. No. He totally kept his pants on.
Yeah, I don't know if I would be comfortable with that. I can look at boobs all day, but
no, I don't share that. I got too much Cecilia in me. Alicia, oh my God, Alicia is freaking gorgeous. And if she's not the sweetest person, she was older than me in school, and I don't know what it was about her that just like always drew me to her, and I admired her so much. So I fangirl on her very often now. I'm outing myself right now. But she just said, I love this, and I really think that she should do it because like her radiance shines from within. I think she would be so easy to photograph because she is just so like inside out radiant. Just, I want to see like every time one of my Woman Crush Wednesdays likes the post, a little part of me is like, I promise, like, I'm not going to come upstairs and peep up on your session. But I might be in the hallway going, you're doing great. I'm rooting for you.
If I need an assistant, I know who to ask.
Do not tempt me with this kind of amazingness.
No, you have to host the party.
Yes, I'm going to be hosting the party. I'm excited. I'm going to be
the hostess with the most
famous sangria. Ooh, I can't wait to taste that sangria. I'm living for that right now. Shelly's my cousin. She said I'm crazy. She's just finding out. Shelly's my older cousin, and she has not lived close. So she's kind of just been my Thanksgiving and Easter cousin up to this point. And now that Facebook exists, she's like, who is this woman? She knows that Boudreaux is in her too. Or Sonia, or whichever part of I don't even know which branch of my tree she's from. Whichever branch. All the branches are crazy on that side of my family. But cool. I think that's a great explanation. I was kind of wondering too, how do you pick which 6? So if someone says, if you're going to say right off, I have 15 drop dead gorgeous images right off the bat, so I'll know. Or if I want to do a book, you're going to say a book typically has whatever, 20 images in it. And you'll say, we can easily fill that book because I have X amount of 3 stars and X amount of 2 stars. Or if I said, remember how we shot in the front seat of that van? Please find one that I could have from that, because of whatever reason, like we just had so much fun shooting that. And even if it's not a perfect image, I just want to remember it. So we can do that.
That actually happens a lot where someone will be really excited about a specific pose, or maybe during the session I show them a back of the camera image, and in my eyes there were 6 images better than that one, but they really, really love that one. Absolutely, you can say, can I have that image? Just let me know during your session. Like, I absolutely have to have this image, and I'll make sure that it's included in the 6.
Yeah. So before we let go, I just want to reiterate that this sleepover is not mini sessions. These are like your amazing, full attention, 45 minutes, full edit. Like, they're getting all of you.
Oh, I mean, really, the only thing mini about it is that it's going to be together, which I
Yeah.
think is even better. No, we're gonna talk about everything together. You're gonna get the full private session experience like you would if you booked a
I
private
didn't
session.
insane discount. I just want you guys to know, I'm just going to be really real with you that I am harping on Tiffany to up her prices dramatically. So you need to get in on this gal before I convince her to like triple her prices next year, because I'm working on her, because I honestly think that, especially because there was only one other really big boudoir photographer here in Louisiana who is no longer. And I haven't personally come across anyone else with this level of talent. And I've been looking off and on for a couple years now. So I think you're getting a steal, and you're getting in at the ground floor. And I'm going to convince her to charge you guys a lot more next year. So you should do this now before I have my way with her.
Yeah, secret prices will be changing January 1st.
Yes,
Take advantage
good.
of it.
Yeah. And you have a little, I heard that if this experience is not something that someone's comfortable with, if they're just like super duper private, that you are working on a little studio as well. So if,
Yes. I actually have been working on it for a while. That's how much time and attention I've been putting into it. Is I bought my house a year and a half ago, and I decided that I have a deadline of January 1st to have the studio done. I've been buying pieces here and there and trying to really throw my artistic flair on it. But just for you, premiere special here.